You are about to witness bodily dismemberment, sub-zero temperatures, and all-out mayhem. Brought to you by the Frontline Network.
Sup COH fans, and welcome to episode 16 of Frontline Fatalities Season 3, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and my good friend Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Fatal? We are back here on the fields of Road to Kharkov, a map which we have not actually casted yet, to show you a 2v2 match, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking for some more 2v2 games, and we've done an awful lot of 1v1, so we thought that we'd have a little change of pace, and we would go for a 2v2 game this time on, as I said, this map that we have not yet casted, relatively recently released, Road to Kharkov.
Yep, and the two teams taking on each other this time is going to be the Soviets, played by Twister and DanielD. They're very, very good teammates. They've played a lot of games together, so they really know their stuff. So I think they're going to be... very dynamic duo there. So I'm expecting some high-level play from those two guys. And who will they be taking on from the Axis?
They are going to be playing against two German players, which I don't recognize the name of, but they're going to be playing against CrazyAlpha and JiggaWha.
JiggaWha. So without further ado, we are at the 5-second mark. You ready to go, Tommy?
I'm ready.
We'll unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm interested to see how the Soviets are going to play this out, because generally you see, a mix of tiers, obviously, while from the Germans there's not always a mix of tiers. Sometimes when I played a lot of German 2v2 games, I'd go tier 1, tier 3 very quickly, as soon as possible, while my teammate goes tier 1, tier 2, so to support each other. So he got the packs, and he got the Flammenwerfer, and I got the P4s. And that's the same thing with the Soviets. One goes tier 1 for like sniper support, for example, maybe mix in an M3 for quick harassment, and then your teammate goes for tier 2 to get the support weapons out.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess in a 2v2 game, I haven't played a whole lot of 2v2s, but
I
would imagine that you need... Well, we did play some, but it was some time ago, though, wasn't it? So I'm a little out of touch with the metagame as far as 2v2 goes, but I would imagine that you're going to need A, SU-85s, and B, T-34s, because obviously the two go great together. You send in T-34, immobilize whatever it is that you want to die, and then let the SU-85s just fire away.
A bit of a gamble with the T-34 RAM now, as they changed the penetration rates of that, Faust and 18-8s. They're not always 100% anymore, so yeah, you gotta get on the rare armor with all of those critical weapons. Including the RAM, yeah. But obviously it's very good combination. You ram that P4 and the SU-85 just goes in and nom 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 nom, and it's gone. It's just toast!
We have seen that quite a lot in our 1v1 games, SU-85s dominating the tank meta.
Yeah, apart from the Tigers, that did not work.
Yes, no. When the Tigers came out, especially when it got that 3,
that thing...
No amount of SU-85s was going to stop that thing.
No, it was an unstoppable force.
It needed like 2 of those huge howitzer guns. Yeah. Like those B4 203mm guns.
Maybe that would have worked.
Got like 3 of those. You might have won.
So first engagement between a conscript squad and a combat engineer against a Pio and a Gren, fairly even, but a second conscript squad is coming in to support Twister's other 2 squads, but at the same time the MG42 is on the field for CrazyAlpha. Left hand side we had DanielD go capping down to that VP. I think he was harassing the Pios capping the munitions, but with the 2 Grens coming up for support to the Pios, he backpedaled away. MG opens up on the right hand side at Twister's forces, pinning that combat engineer squad, forcing that off, and he sent his 3-man, very low health squad to go capping instead of fighting those Grens, Pios, and MG on the far right.
MG42 is used to force away a couple of combat engineer squad there. So we see Twister, he's just backpedaling, soft-pedaling away, not going to let himself get too sucked in to this MG42, but he is running straight back into its arc of fire,
Ooh, but there's
it's
lots
a
of
bait
flanking
because
stuff.
He's got a flank, yeah, very nice flank. This is actually flank from DanielD here, so you know we were talking about with the teamwork, very nice teamwork from DanielD and Twister, but they're running away from the MG. No, this MG must retreat.
He's stuck there. There's 3 conscript squads firing at him.
Is he gonna try and hop the fence? No, he's
I
gonna
don't
go
know.
around the fence.
No, he's gonna run away very, very quickly. At the same time, on the left-hand side of the map, conscripts engaging Pio squad, trying to advance into enemy territory. There are Grens out from JiggaWha as well. So, you know, the front lines are kind of establishing themselves right now. Molotovs from Twister and a big building with Grens in it.
Now, a 2-story building, that's a pretty rare thing in Code 2.
Pretty cool. It's a nice-looking building.
You really don't see too many 2-story buildings. Obviously, the Soviet Union wasn't too keen on their guys being too high up. Everyone must be on the same level. Communism.
Communism, yeah. Communism, yo. I'm not exactly sure how long this building will last, however, with Molotovs being thrown in it constantly.
Smoking.
It's still burning almost. Yeah. I don't know. You'd imagine, even with the flames doused, they'd get some form of a, you know, at least they get ill from the smoke.
Well, he's gonna hop out of there. He doesn't fancy the smoke poisoning. That building is still on fire, though.
He threw another Molotov Twister, I believe. So yeah, it caught on fire yet again. And that 2-story building might, you know, just be permanently on fire after a while.
That's a very resilient wooden building right there.
Very. Very, very resilient, I gotta say. You know, I'm betting if I
built
threw a
out of wet
Molotov,
wood.
if I threw a homemade Molotov on a wooden building, that thing would burn down to the ground instantly.
Fuck, I'm living in a concrete halls of residence. I could throw it around here and I set the whole fucking building on fire.
Most likely, yeah. Very resilient buildings on the Eastern Front, you gotta say. Nothing to joke about. Very strong pushes from the German players. They're taking a few casualties here and there. No entire squad kills so far. But, you know, they are paying a bit of manpower for losing men here and there on their Grens and MG squads. But they are gaining the territory.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit of give and take, but actually it just seems like taking and taking as opposed to...
They're just steamrolling against this
the Russians
Soviet
made
team. That
that really nice attack early on the right-hand side, but they lost a lot of the left-hand side territory, and that was one of the biggest rifle nades I've ever seen.
Oh, that was horrendous to see. I think 4 conscripts down to 1 rifle nade and then a few bullets to finish off the 5th, and the 6th man is forced off and retreats back to base. At least he lives, so that's good. LMG 42 equipped grenadier got Molotoved and was forced away by a conscript squad from DanielD. He's trying to basically regain some of these sectors right now, fighting through houses as well against the German forces. So is Twister with his combat engineer equipped with a flamethrower now, and that makes the German player actually relocate to the farther right. He might be going for this high fuel harassment here now. Yeah, seems like it. With his Gren force, 3 Grens, 1 with LMG.
Yeah, 3 Grens just all rolling around in a blob. He's got his mortar as well now to support. It's a big tier 1 actually from CrazyAlpha. Going for 3 Grens, 1 MG, 1 mortar, and now he's building a sniper as well.
Oh, that is a huge tier 1, I gotta say. But yeah, obviously I see there's a vehicle on the field already. Scout car out from the other German player, JiggaWha. So he's gone tier 2 fairly quickly, somewhat, you know, at around the 6-minute mark I saw that the car on the minimap rolling around. So it's not super quick, but it's not too slow either.
We have our first guard squad out now on the field from Twister, but he feels just a little bit outgunned, I think, against these 3 Grens, so he'd do well to keep his distance.
A nice grenade would be would help tip the tide.
It would go a long way, wouldn't it, against all these low health Grens?
Oh, it's gonna be a rifle nade on the conscript, and he moves his rifle or his guard squad, but not his conscript. Loses 2 men to that rifle nade. But that Gren squad is getting shoot up by those DP light machine guns on the guard squad, and he's forced to retreat. At the same time, he is engaged in a conscript squad in a building that also got rifle naded, I believe, left a huge chunk of the wall destroyed. And here's a nice Molotov on the Grenadiers, forces them to relocate as well. Guards coming in on the flank. At the same time, in the center, the combat engineer, equipped with a flamethrower from Twister, goes down, trying to nab one of the strategic points. 2 Grens and a P-Gren squad from JiggaWha, annihilating that entire squad for Twister, leaving him with 3 conscripts and a guard squad, and no tech in his base apart from tier 2, but he's rebuilding that combat engineer first.
Germans are continuing to apply the pressure with their first vehicle now, getting out a scout car to go and harass these flamers up here on the left-hand side.
Oh, the sniper now from the Germans picking away at the guard squad. Excellent target for a sniper. Lots of manpower lost. Every model you lose in that squad, lots and lots of manpower lost. Oh, flamethrower blows up on a commentator squad from DanielD to the scout car on the left-hand side. It's not looking good for the Soviets right now. They're kind of bleeding, I gotta say. Quite a lot of conscripts dying.
They're taking a real beating, and now we have our first major shock weapon on the field. It's the Flammenwerfer.
Yeah, that half-track is going to barbecue these poor conscripts so quickly. I don't even think DanielD has 18As. He doesn't attempt to throw one on the Flammenwerfer. He just gets out as fast as possible. First vehicle out on the field, T-70 from DanielD. This might be able to be the breakthrough unit that they so sorely need right now. Because it's not looking good with a sniper, the huge tier 1, and the fairly okay standard tier 2 for JiggaWha is applying so much pressure. But DanielD is sending his T-70 far over to the right-hand side to support his teammate, Twister.
Another example of good teamwork here from these two Russian players. T-70 showing what it's made of. About half its shots are a snipe on these Grens, even while moving.
Yeah, you can really see those T-70s, those small light tanks, really lay on the hurt to infantry. I think he might get Fausted here, but he does prompt the retreat due to sniping one and the conscript annihilating another model on that Grenadier squad. So down to one man. He doesn't want to risk stay around for the Faust and get shot in the face by the T-70 and just get a damage engine, which can be self-repaired by the T-70 after a while. So now this T-70 has some room to maneuver on this far right-hand side. There's one Gren remaining with an LMG, which has the threat of firing a Faust on it. But apart from that, there's no packs on the field. I don't even see any tick for the player you're following.
Tier 3 is just out of building.
Okay. So it's got to be tier 1, tier 3, just as I said it in the beginning of this game. What I used to favor to do.
Tier 3,
I guess the thing still stands. The meta hasn't changed enormously so far.
Nope, tier 1, tier 3 remains pretty good, and that explains why he went for such a big tier 1. Because he wanted to save up until he had the fuel. He actually saved up a little bit more than was necessary, really, because even though he's already started building it, he's still got 165 fuel in the bank.
That's pretty good, actually. When he is finished constructing it, as long as he has the manpower required, he can pump out anything from that tier 3 building, which I'm guessing is a P4.
That's the other side of the dice when you get a really long tier 1. He's been bleeding a lot of Grens, so he doesn't really have any disposable manpower to speak of at all at the moment.
Huge Gren grenades goes in that 2-story building. Takes off a lot of HP of that Gren squad, but a P-Gren squad comes in on the flank and actually forces a retreat of 2 squads, 1 guard and 1 conscript. Nice bundle, forces off the second conscript squad, the 3rd unit from Twister from the center of the map. MG got annihilated by that T-70, instant recrew steal from Twister, trying to pack it up and run away with that stolen weaponry and turn it against the Germans themselves.
He actually URA'd just to make sure that he did get that MG, URA'd over to it, just to make sure he was there in front of the Grens, and he got away in the nick of time.
Germans doing really, really good. 360 VPs remains for the Soviets already at 11.5 minutes into the game. They've bled 150 VPs. That's
not
quick.
bad at all, is it?
That is very quick. They must have been triple capped for quite a while.
T-70 remains a problem, though. Really raking in the kills. Up to 14 kills now.
Here's the pack.
Easily made his money back now.
Yeah, pack on the field, but there's quite a lot of buildings to hide on behind on this map. Road to Cargo.
There's a lot of shot blockers, a lot of hedges, a lot of buildings.
I think they should be extremely good on this map.
To hide, especially when you account for true sight. It'd be a real nightmare trying to use AT guns around here. Except, I mean, there are a couple of open spaces, like on the far left, far right, but it's not going to be easy.
14 infantry kills on that T-70 already. It doesn't really seem like they're doing much when they're just, you know, pegging away on the infantry, and then you just go look at the unit 1.5 minutes later and he has 14 kills. It does rack up its kills very rapidly. So let's see what Twister's up to. He's got his tier 2, tier 4 combination up, while tier 1, tier 3 for DanielD, and he's building his first Su-85, which he's going to need against this P4 I see rolling on to the field from CrazyAlpha.
That's right, we have a P4 just coming within the map's boundaries. He's going to be rolling over to the right-hand side, which has been fairly empty of Russian forces, but now we have a couple of conscripts moving in, equipped with SMGs, ready to hit the dirt where necessary, grabbing their first couple of stripes of veterancy as well. Very nice to see.
Forgot about the player names. Sorry! They're on now. CrazyAlpha, JiggaWha, Twister and DanielD fighting out on road to Kharkov. German players putting on enormous pressure on the Soviets early game, but they might be having a bit of luck now. Might be an 18-8 attempt thrown on this P4, and the Su-85 from Twister just hit the field. T-70 still alive from DanielD on the left-hand side, where there's a bit of a stalemate going on right now. Neither the Soviet player DanielD or the German player JiggaWha wants to really push. He just wants to hold this this VP, and it's not a bad choice, you know. Don't take unnecessary risks if you're sitting on the VP and you got a pretty good defensive. You know, he's got the half track for reinforcement, he's got the pack for against the T-70, so you know he doesn't have to move up, especially not if it's risky and means that he will be forced to retreat entirely off the map and lose that portion of the map.
Yeah, I have a feeling a stalemate like this will only be broken when one side's teammate comes along to lend a hand.
That's usually how it rolls in 2v2s.
Yeah, you get a sort of like a,
you get
like
double
a Mexican
teamed
standoff, and then one guy just gets double teamed. Like one guy will go, "Oh, it's going really well on my side. Yeah, it's like there's like no enemy. I've killed them all." And the other guy's going, "Yeah, they're all over on my side, man. They killed me."
I lost everything. Oh shit, it's over. I lost. That's basically how 2v2s goes usually as well. You gotta support your teammates. If you don't, that's going to help. Every OMG game ever. Everybody just leaves. Here we go, scout car goes down on the left-hand side to the T-70, I believe. Let's see if he has a light vehicle kill now. Yep, vehicles destroyed 1. Here comes the Flammenwerfer against the Soviet sniper team out now from DanielD. So he's gotten some use out of his tier 3 and his tier 1 as well. And there is that stolen MG on the left-hand side, forced to retreat due to grenadiers flanking and rifle nading it. And we do have the Su-85 forced back as well due to the threat of being fausted by these Grens, pushing out once again for CrazyAlpha, all equipped with LMGs now. Very, very powerful heavy weapons for the Grens.
Well, they've all got SMGs, but so do the Soviets.
It's true.
So it really comes down to who can hit the dirt first. Although I guess Germans don't have hit the dirt, so it really comes down to who can use their various abilities first.
Ooh, that little extra bank of fuel that CrazyAlpha had means that he has an Ostwind on the field as well already.
Ooh,
P4 Ostwind.
Well, P4 Ostwind, always a lovely combination.
So all of the Grenadiers from the right-hand side was forced to retreat almost. He's got 1 squad remaining, grabbing the high fuel on the far right-hand side. At the same time, on the left-hand side, Twister sent his newly built AT gun over there to support DanielD against the threat of this P4 now out from JiggaWha as well. Lots of tier 3 units from both players.
I think there was an 18-8 thrown on this P4 here on the left-hand side. We do have T3 up from both German players. But now he is right in range of this Soviet AT gun, taking a couple of really big hits as well.
Ooh, yeah. They do pack a tremendous punch, those Soviet AT guns. They deal a whole lot of damage to medium armor like that.
But they're not gonna last too long in the field, because here comes the German wave.
Yeah, see that on a minimap. 3 infantry squads, 3 Grens, 1 P-Gren out for JiggaWha, pushing away DanielD and the AT gun from Twister as well. He's trying to hold his ground, just trying to hold the VP as long as possible, because the Soviet team is already down to 310, but they finally stopped the bleed by taking the left-hand side and the middle VP. At the same time, big engagement on the right-hand side. Entire conscript squad gets annihilated for Twister, but his Su-85 is on the hunt for some more P4 blood.
Doesn't look like there's very much to stop him either, besides just a Faust. Oh dear, no. This
huge destroyed engine. Yeah, it is toasted, roasted, and burning carcass on the field right now. Su-85 prevails.
We need to have another thing that rhymes with oasted, don't we? Because it goes toasted, roasted, and something else. I'm sure there's another part of that.
Leave it in the comments, guys. Toasted,
something,
roasted, and
honey
what?
Roasted. It's toasted something and honey roasted. That's how it goes. That's gonna bug me.
I don't know. I can't come up with it. I know what you're talking about, though. I recognize the saying, and nope. Nope. Can't come up with it.
Someone will enlighten us.
Yeah, hopefully. Bit of a lull in the action on the right-hand side as that P4 was taken out, and most of the infantry support to the SU-85 was taken out or forced to retreat from Twister. So, but at the same time, German player on the left-hand side finds a window now when everything is basically on the move and the T-34 is repairing. And when did the T-34 hit the field?
That was a couple of minutes ago. It hasn't done a whole lot. It sort of rolled up, hit a pack, and then reversed back again.
And got
Now,
Fausted,
I
I guess.
It's yeah, I think it did get Fausted. Now it's just sitting back, repairing, getting ready to go into the battle once again. But I do like a good T-34. I think they just look the coolest out of all the tanks on the field. I think they just have the best look.
Very iconic, I guess, or something.
Yeah, exactly. You know, when you see T-34, you just
says
think
Eastern Front.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly what I thought as well. Oh, huge shell from what I believe must have been a 120mm mortar out from DanielD. Almost annihilates an entire Gren squad. Vet 2 equipped with LMG as well. That would have been a nice kill, but he does manage to actually skirt the way back to his base.
Yep, there's that 200mm mortar firing away. It's got a heck of a range. It's firing all around this two-story house.
Wow, yeah. Oh, he's getting counter-mortared though by one of the German mortars out from JiggaWha. I like me some mortar wars. I'm pretty sure that the 120 should win that if he just leaves the range.
It should win,
but he's
really.
just sitting there and taking it.
Size.
He's just sitting there waiting for a nice mortar shell to hit them on the face and then annihilate the entire 6-man squad. So
DanielD
2 P4s.
Brave it. 2 P4s, but he's going up against 2 T-34s. But these are not the upgun versions, so 2 P4s against 2 non-upgun, the P4s, yeah. P4s should win.
You know, in a vacuum, 2 T-34s, 2 P4s, especially on the frontal armor, you know, P4s should win, hands down. They're more expensive units, you know. They should just win that. They're more of an AT role in Company of Heroes 2. But at the same time, there's never a vacuum in a real game.
No.
There's all kinds of stuff happening.
You see a Faust go in.
Oof.
It's going to damage the engine on that T-34, take it out of the action for a few minutes.
Faust went in on a T-34 at the center VP whilst he was rolling over the man with the threads of the tank itself. Faust exploded in the German guy's hands and destroyed the engine of the T-34. How unlucky can you get?
That's the kind of war story that, you know, they're going to give that German guy what do they call him?
A medal?
Knight's Cross.
A Knight's Cross medal, yeah. But they gotta like dislodge him from the threads first.
Yes. Well, they gotta piece him back together first, don't they? They gotta find his legs.
And the rest of his body as well. A new tier 4 unit out for Twister. A Katusha is on the field. It's already fired his first barrage, I believe, on his right-hand side. He's got 2 kills on it so far. And that thing, when you really get a bullseye hit with one of those rockets, they destroy everything.
Oh yeah, I mean they're a lot like the Calliopes of Vico, aren't they? You know, you can so often you can have a barrage where it feels like the rockets land everywhere except where you want them to, but equally when they do hit, they really hit.
Artillery barrage ability used on the AT gun, which I believe annihilated an entire... Wow, there goes the Katusha rocket on that flammer for half-track, destroys that. German player getting a bit too aggressive, and he found himself basically stuck in a small enclosed area, and he got artillery barrage by the Sis gun, lost the Gren, and then he got Katusha barraged and lost that flammer as well. This might be, you know, the solution to the Soviets' problem so far in the game, because they are sitting on less sectors, and, you know, they obviously have way less VPs than their opponents have right now. But they are fairly clumped up. They do support, you know, their own units, the tanks, and each other as well. But, you know, while they're so clumped up, indirect fire it can really deal a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's when those rocket weapons really come into their own. Just saw one of the T-34s went down. It ran into 2 P4s unsupported, and it was gone in about 3 volleys.
He just sat there and took it, and that was all she wrote, basically. Here we go, Katusha barrage on this far right-hand side. MG, I believe it might be targeting.
One good hit on that MG.
Oh, there it is! There it is! The whole gun, too!
Shot. Took out the gun as well.
Wow, one of the country squad, Vet2, picked up one of the flamethrowers dropped from his own combat engineer squad that got killed.
That's what you call efficient recycling.
Yeah, especially when that conscript start, you know, Vet2 already pretty good, Vet3 beastly, and then with a flamethrower added to PPSH, yes, haha, you're laughing. So I'm not exactly sure what that plane might be. Recon run?
That's another recon run from the Germans, I believe.
I saw one from CrazyAlpha as well.
Yes,
so
he has gone down.
He's gone recon run, I guess.
He's got recon run. He's also got Panzer Tactician, as is so common with German players these days. They just love using that smoke. And he's also got the late game Elephant unlocked as well.
Not exactly sure what happened to the plane, if it left or if it crashed. But how would it crash? There's no AA anti-air.
Down.
There's no AA on the field. Maybe, just maybe, you know, a mortar shell in the air hit it. You remember that from Vico?
It
that
was
actually
possible,
happened.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was possible, but I don't think I ever actually saw it. There was
I saw it.
Video.
I saw
The only
it.
time I saw it was when someone went into cheat mod, built like 1,000 mortars, and then had a recon strafing run or something go over. That's when I saw it.
Yeah, I had it happen in the early days of Company of Heroes. Maybe it was more prone. Maybe the planes flew slower or something. I can't actually remember.
Flew lower.
Yeah, something. But yeah, it got mortared.
In the earlier patches.
It did get mortared to death, a plane, which was quite hysterical. I had to re-watch the replay like 6 times before I realized it was the mortar. Because I didn't get it. I was like, no, what happened? Why did my plane crash? I don't get it. What's going on? Nice guard grenade goes in on a Gren.
Through the hedge, very nice.
Using the line of sight.
Oh my god, a whole Gren just disappeared in a in a cloud of pink mist there.
Was that the 120?
IL-2 strafing run.
Oh, IL-2. Yeah, I talked with Ipkai about those the strafes now. They kind of like acquire a target and then they dismember them. That's basically what happens with the IL-2 Sturmovik and the Stukas now from the Germans.
Oh yeah, that time he had his eyes set on the Oswin.
Oh, when Oswin goes down to an Su-85, I think that was sneakily hiding in the center of the map.
It was waiting for him. And I got a nice hit, but guess what's just entered the field? Oh, it is an elephant dressed in some sexy camo. It doesn't look very practical, to be very honest with you. It's quite luminous, but it's a big beast. It's the elephant.
The IL-2 Sturmberg actually crashed inside of the German base. A little bit closer, it would have been straight on top of JiggaWha's HQ. But yeah, he managed to dodge that bullet. Or plane. He managed to dodge the plane. How do you dodge a plane? Is that even possible?
With amazing luck. We have some artillery going.
Yeah, that just annihilated DanielD sniper.
Oh no, not the sniper.
Yeah, he's the host. They're crawling on the ground right now. Oh, we got another recon run used, combined with this elephant right now. All of this armor on the right-hand side, the 2 Su-85s out from Twister.
The elephant's going to be able to start taking pot shots at that
Here we go.
Su-85. Oh my god, like half its health gone.
Yeah.
That's at Met 2 as well.
Let's see if he gets another shot off from the elephant. There we go! Su-85, Vet 2, down the drain. He had a damage engine, and I believe that the recon run plane was just shot down or it disappeared. I wonder what keeps shooting down these planes, or why they just like disappear on the minimap instantly and don't go off the border of the map. Maybe that's how it works now.
We just have some really terrible pilots.
They don't know how to fly their planes. Ah! What stick do I pull? Oh shit!
Like
I crashed.
they just took a conscript and put him in a plane. He's like, I don't know how to fly this. I've never flown a plane in my life. Like, no, you fly now.
Fly now. Same with the Germans. It's like, I'm 12. I don't know how to fly a plane.
I don't even know
Fly
how
it.
to drive a car.
Fly it now. Okay. They'll crash everything.
They just strap a load of explosive to it, kamikaze style.
Oh yeah. So P4's moving on to the right-hand side, maybe to try and support this elephant that just got 18-ated on the frontal armor. And actually got penetrated.
To 18-8 an elephant. I mean,
that was so very lucky. Yeah, that was very lucky. He got a destroyed engine on the elephant on the first 18-8 thrown on the frontal armor of the elephant. Well. That is fairly lucky, I have to say. with the with the recent changes or semi-recent changes to 18/8s and Faust, the penetration values were nerfed from like instant 100% always 1000 penetration to 100, 150 or so. So due to the elephant's armor, I think that the penetrating hit from the 18/8 is just a few percent.
Check out this Benny Hill situation over here on the left-hand side. T-34 circle strafing around a pack, just helpless to do anything about it. Finally, some support has come in the form of this P4. Now he's going to have to back out of
No, he doesn't get Fausted at least, so he's most likely going to be able to micro his vehicle out of that dodge, out of that tricky situation.
Out of that dodge.
Out of the dodge.
Get
yeah.
out of that dodge.
Oh, there's a quad from DanielD. That's what's been shooting down the planes, obviously. We do have an off-map used at the middle VP. What is that? Oh, a light artillery
2
barrage.
kills, 2 vehicles destroyed, and
Yep,
it's not
2.
going to have been killing P4s, so
No, most likely not.
that'd be a pretty amazing quad.
I'm not even sure if that's possible anymore. You know, in Company of Heroes 1, technically a bike could kill a Pershing. I've seen that happen too.
Kill a KT.
Yes, we saw that happen too. But I'm not sure if that's still possible in Company of Heroes 2.
I don't know, because I think now that there's no more target tables, I'm not sure that's possible.
No, that's the thing. That was, there was a fraction of a percentage chance that
like
something,
that. I thought that was
something like
cool.
an engineer killing a KD. It can happen. But in Company of Heroes 2, not so sure. I haven't really seen any of these dodgy things. But then at the same time,
but that said, of course, we had a good 6-7 years experience of watching COH games. I mean, in total, we must have watched. I don't even want to think about how many we may have watched. But
we casted a fraction of the replays that we actually watched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this quad might be in trouble. Pack is in range of it and takes out the quad. It was barely in range. She was sitting on the maximum distance.
Now the question is shooting down recon planes important enough for DanielD to bother rebuilding it?
Well,
you build one, it's sort of novelty value. You build another, clearly this is like an integral part of your strategy.
Yeah, it's totally worth building one to shoot down the Stukas, the JU-87s, but and the IL-2 Sturmbergs as well. If you're a German player, it's totally worth building an Ostwind just for that, and then just keep it as
planes aren't
infantry.
that much more important, are they? Because there's so many off maps.
They loiter for so long and just stick on the
they loiter,
field.
and now all the off maps come in via plane. With a few exceptions like railway artillery.
Yeah, and the light artillery barrages and stuff like that. We got that incendiary stuff as well. 2 T-34s went in against the 2 P-4s. One is very badly damaged, but I didn't really fancy it with the pack support as well. On top of the 2 P-4s with the T-34s, so yeah, it didn't happen.
We have a new unit out. It's the P4 command tank is now out from CrazyAlpha, going to be supporting this elephant. It doesn't even look like he's going to be shooting with it. He's just going to park it behind a building and
get the defensive bonuses.
Yeah, let it buff the elephant.
He's rebuilding the fuel cache as well. He did have one there before previously, but it got destroyed. But he's rebuilding it. He really wants that fuel.
There was an attempt to steal this MG42 here from a couple of conscripts, but they were 2 rifle nades later, and they had to abandon the gun. So
left-hand side is fairly stagnant right now. The German player JiggaWha can't really push up. He's putting up a Pack 43 in a fairly good spot, I gotta say. It's gonna be covering the middle VP, and quite a bit further than that as well. And it's hiding behind the bushes here.
For a Pack 43, they can still fire through hedges, can't they?
Yeah, fire through buildings if they want to.
Fire through buildings, yeah.
Everything.
So
Here we go, this might be an aisle. Yep, it is, and it is mincing that Vet3 Gwen squad instantly in one burst. Acquired target.
I see what you mean by acquiring a target.
Yep, acquired target dead.
Wonder if they're going to do the same thing to this poor MG42.
It's going to loiter for a bit now, so you have a longer time to actually shoot down the planes now. But I don't think there's a rebuilt Ostwind. There's the command tank, elephant, and 2 P4s from JiggaWha.
No Ostwind from either player. We just have a bunch of P4s in this Ostwind. It fired on the elephant and did nothing.
Bubkus.
Absolutely nothing. You can barely see.
It's barely even, any scratches on the paint job. Helmut. Oh, wait, Tommy, I mean. Sorry. Oh, Flame Repair goes down on retreat, and the Soviet player seems to be stabilizing quite a bit. The German players are very passive right now. They don't really want to push. They've lost quite a lot of squads due to off maps and some other various engagements against the T-34s and that T-70 before in the beginning of the game. So they're basically on the back foot for a little bit, I must say. They seem to be a bit outnumbered, you know. Twister's army isn't huge, but it's got good vet. Vet 2 on the 2 conscript and the guard squad on the AT gun. He's got the Katusha for some indirect fire, which is now firing on the Pak 43. You know, he even has a flamethrower on one of those conscripts. They might be going for the steal.
Big infantry push here, Red Army. Driving down the middle.
Oh, DanielD is going for the steal on the Pak 43. He's going to turn it against the enemy. You need to turn that big gun very, very quickly. Here comes the P4 command tank to try and help, but this lot instantly targets that Pak 43 and blows it up.
Oh, and they actually destroyed the gun, so that was a big old waste of resources.
Oh, Vet 2 country squad is being hunted by the command tank. He seems to be able to get out of dodge. Maybe! Oh, that was a quick, very close snipe. Oh, he's gonna get buttoned by the guards after trying to chase down that Vet 2 country squad. The Su-85 is now opening up on him. The elephant is way too far back to support that. But the command tank seems to be able to get out of that button using Panzer Tactician smoke on his tank to get out before losing that tank entirely.
Oh my god.
You see that Grand Squad?
I was looking at that Grand Squad, yeah.
And then he just vanished. Where's the artillery shooting?
Well, one of them's still alive. He's crawling around on the floor a bit. And
semi-alive.
Now he's dead. Now he's dead. So yeah, suffice it to say, that was a pretty huge T-34 shot.
Yeah, it happens when they get clumped up in these small craters.
Whoa! And there goes the other squad.
Oh wow!
So yeah, that's down a couple of Grens, and now actually CrazyAlpha doesn't have a single pip of vet on any of his units.
Wow, he's replaced all of them, really?
Yep.
Well, he doesn't really have much. It looks like to
no,
me.
he doesn't. He has one Gren squad. That's all his infantry. And then he has one Pio, an MG42, and then his 2 tanks.
Yeah, he's been taking a beating. The IL-2 Stormerwick annihilating his vetted grenadiers and flamethrowers everywhere. T-34s annihilating entire squads in one shot. No one can say after this replay that T-34s ain't good against infantry.
No, they cannot.
Su-85 gets taken out by a long-range, newly built Pak 43 emplacement out from JiggaWha.
There's actually a mortar inside that Pak 43 emplacement.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can like use the sandbags and stuff.
Yeah,
just
use
go
the
in
cover.
there.
Yeah, why the hell not?
He can move freely. It's not enclosed like the 17 pounder in Company Pharaohs 1.
Katusha firing on the Pak 43, but virtually all the shots are hitting that building or scattering.
Huge scatter. I believe he was firing at
look at this
maximum
tank armada here on the left-hand side.
Oh wow, T-34 armada. A little bit of a train going on from DanielD.
That Pak 43.
He's got to move it faster than that. This P4 is taking a beating, but that frontal T-34 Vet 2 gets taken out.
Vet 2 goes down. That's why you don't put your vet at the front.
There goes one P4 for the cost of one T-34, 2 T-34 so quickly. The Pak gets decrewed finally. Pak 43 is trying to turn, gets Molotov by supporting conscripts out from DanielD as well. At the same time, a bit of a push on the right-hand side from Twister. He's going to Molotov that MG. Might be able to get it on retreat. Nope, it's not going to get lucky there.
Oh no, the Pak 43 got stolen. Oh,
God. It's turned against the P4, takes it out.
Not even like a destroyed engine, not even a second to get away.
No, toast. You got a howitzer built from Twister. Not a bad idea considering, you know, the MGs and the Pak 43s, for example. The mortars have all been killed, but maybe he can. I'm not exactly sure if he can range this. Yeah, he can range the German howitzer, so you can get counter already, I guess.
Well, I don't really know who won that little engagement here on the left-hand side. I mean, the Germans were all forced to retreat, but then there were so many T-34s lost as well.
Yeah, he keeps one of them alive, but that's basically it. And he just called on another one, so he's just replacing the lost T-34s that he just lost. But right now, CrazyAlpha is sending his support over to the left-hand side. That front line has been completely broken. His team at JiggaWha has issued a full retreat to all of his forces after losing both his P4s and that Pack 43 emplacement crew as well. Oh, he's gonna steal that Pack 43 once again, but I think it's going to get destroyed or at least decrewed by the command tank before it's going to be able to shoot. It turns so slowly, painfully slowly.
Yeah, it's just gonna get circle straight to death.
Wow, it's taking way longer to decrew it than I thought would be possible. There we go. Go artillery firing somewhere in the center. Yeah, the center VP.
Yep. Left firing into the middle. Got 12 kills now. Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, Pack 43 has been recrewed by JiggaWha, turning into the right direction once again. Not on his own troops, but at the enemy's troops instead. Newly built P4 as well, but quite a lot of the German infantry has been killed, quite a bit of the Soviet infantry as well, but Twister has a lot of veterancy. Vet 3 conscript and guard squad, Vet 2 conscript and AT gun.
Oh, it's the secret weapon of the Soviet army. It's the sniper. He's back. We'll start decrewing Pack 43s.
I think it's a she. Not exactly sure. Yeah, it's a she.
Yes, it is a she. 2 she's, in fact.
two she's.
Yeah, didn't you know that Stalin was well known for his gender equality?
Yes. Does that guard squad have a stolen LMG? It does have a stolen LMG. No wonder they're Vet 3.
Oh god, that's brutal. We got Vet 3 conscripts here on the right hand side as well, chasing away an elephant.
AT gun is in hot pursuit as well. He's gonna try to line up some shots.
No, it's just the conscripts. Elephant's just afraid of the conscripts.
Well, he can't really do anything against it. He's got support of his base MG now, though. Gonna be an 18-8 attempt on it. No damage engine this time. Oh, no, there is a damage engine. Once again. Not exactly sure if that hit the rear or the front armor of the elephant, but yeah, he got a penetrating hit once again. So I see on the left-hand side that Pack 43 emplacement has been destroyed now by the German tank, so I'm guessing it got decrewed and stolen by DanielD once again. So they had no choice than to destroy it.
Pack 43
okay, it was artillery. Artillery from Twister, it's gotta be that.
I think it's time to give up on the old Pack 43s, boys. Find a new tactic.
But what?
Yeah, this is the question.
I'm really not sure who's actually winning right now. Both teams are trading blows quite heavily, and they're losing infantry squads left and right, and the vehicles as well. T-34s and P4s just dying left and right.
Oh boy, I think this might be a bit of a decisive engagement here. It's P4s versus T-34s and Su-85s with assorted infantry in the middle here as well. One of the P4s goes down, one of the T-34s goes down.
We got 18-aided by one of the conscript squads, and the Su-85 might be looking to take it out. There it goes. P4 out of action. Good trade for the Soviet players, I think.
Yeah, one T-34 for 2 P4 is definitely
easily
worth it.
Yeah, very good trade. But at the same time, a pretty large infantry force, even though most of them was Pios, because one of the squads just blew up to the Katusha, I think. Now, there is a new quad out from DanielD, so I guess he recon planes bothers him.
The anti-air.
I think quite a lot of players don't do that, actually. They just don't build anti-air ever, because they don't want to build anti-air.
It doesn't really occur to you, does it? It's not like you don't see planes running around as units on the field.
No, you see
so
it on the minimap. It's like a
really think to see them. You just sort of think, it's an off-map. Whatever.
Yeah, I'll just dodge it, and then the Sturmovik annihilates you.
Yeah. And only after you've lost your entire army, then you're like, you know what I should get? Get a quad.
Maybe, just maybe, I should get an Ostwin or a quad. Oh, artillery going in on the MG at the left-hand side VP. Left-hand side and right-hand side VP now in German hands, continuously draining the Soviets down to 169. So even with the loss of those 2 P4s, they're still in the lead when it comes to VPs. Army-wise, however, I believe, you know, another guard squad has been called in for Twister, so his army is growing quite heavily. It's at 86 out of 100 pop.
Whereas the German army is really struggling now. I mean, we're down to we got two P4s, 1 elephant, 2 Grens, and an MG. That's those 6 units there. Is what CrazyAlpha's army consists of. His teammate JiggaWha not doing so well either. He's down to just 1 Pio, 1 P-Gren, a P4, and his howitzer.
That's very small. That's very small. 4 units plus a howitzer, you know, which is, you know, at best a support unit, obviously.
And that MG from CrazyAlpha is very soon going to be decrewed and stolen.
Shock troops and conscripts vet 3 with
no,
PPSHs.
Wow, I thought he was dead there for sure, but actually he's going to get away.
Must have gotten unlucky with the hits there on that MG, because generally what you see happening when a shock troop squad gets that close to you is that your health bar just vanishes, yeah, and everything melts on the screen, and it's pretty much all she wrote.
Oh boy, it's the command tank. It's running straight into the path of this walking AT gun. In fact, 2 P4s.
Yeah, 1 command tank and a normal P4, but he's going to be backing off due to the threat of 18 8s, I guess. And obviously that AT gun setting up as well. Ooh, artillery shooting at that Soviet AT gun. Vet 3, move it away, Twister, move it away before it gets annihilated.
Oh no,
yep.
There it goes. He might even lose the gun.
A bit of an overshoot there. Might be another shell coming in, who knows. Yeah, there's another one on the retreating shock troop guy.
I just saw him turn into limbs.
There goes AT gun as well. P4 runs into Su-85s in the center though. That's surely going to be taken out now, but it's Vet 2 one out of control instantly. That was very quick. It's gotta be extra damage. Yeah, increases weapon damage and reduces damage taken at Vet 2. That's like the golden veterancy. Vet 2, you know, Vet 3 is just icing on the cake. Vet 2 though, that's when they get really powerful.
Yeah,
really worth it.
It's very nicely demonstrated by that, I can't remember the guy's name. He does cartoons about Code 2 balance.
Oh, Ginu something.
I can't pronounce his name. Yeah, it
no.
begins with G.
Me neither. We'll just call him Ginu, but yeah.
He did a very funny set of cartoons about P4 and their veterancy. Getting their big ass invulnerability side skirts at Vet 2. and their big
super
their big Porsche engines.
Yeah, the mega engine at Vet 1, you get the Blitzkrieg ability. Oh, nice artillery hit at the repairing pyro squad at this command tank in the backfield, just outside of the German base. Gets a hit off on that elephant as well. It did get his engine back though. But the German army has been just pounded into the ground, really.
Yeah, it's been I wouldn't say it's actually been annihilated yet because... Oh no, there goes JiggaWha.
Yeah, there goes JiggaWha.
Taking up for JiggaWha, so obviously he's had enough. CrazyAlpha has also had enough.
Yeah.
He did have a little bit of an army left, but evidently it wasn't going to be enough to win in this battle.
Triple capped on VPs, they would have to fight for every single VP to retake them against overwhelming numbers, overwhelming odds. You know, there was 2 Su-85s in that Katusha and a newly built AT gun and artillery from Twister and 3 Vet 3 squads, 2 conscripts and a guard squad out from him. At the same time, DanielD had quite a few forces as well, especially vetted conscripts with PPSHs. So it would have been a very, very, very hard, if not even impossible combat with 216 VPs. You know, they would have just been forced to fight tooth and nail for every VP and then just most likely losing it when the Soviets re-emerge from their bases once again.
Yeah, not a good position to be in. So I hope you guys enjoyed. That's been the first 2v2 that we've done in a little while. But do leave us a comment and let us know your thoughts. Do you want more 2v2s, more 1v1s? Let us know. And what do you think of Road to Kharkov as well? Because this isn't the map that we have yet casted. So do leave us a comment, retweet us if you are into that whole Twitter thing. And we will see you next time.
See you guys.